Today, we have a fun, wholesome, harmless tier list that surely will not draw any people's wrath on me, that surely will be completely peaceful and non-controversial and respectful, and people will have absolutely no strongly worded opinions on this. We are ranking Honkai Star Rail ships in honor of Pride Month, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload this video in time, so if I do manage to finish it before the month ends, then happy Pride Month! And if I don't, then every month is Pride Month. Be gay, be free, do crime. For legal reasons, that is a joke. Please do not do crime. Let's remember that it is also Men's Mental Health Month, so everybody take care of yourself. And remember, there will always be someone to care about you. Oh, is it? Well, then happy Men's Mental Health Month. I cannot say those words in succession. Men's Mental Health Month. Happy that month. We have a few tiers. Heads up, this tier list that I found, this tier list maker that I found, has a lot of different pairings. It has a lot of different pairings, and we are not going to go through all of these. We're not gonna go through every one of these. We are only going to pick out the pairings that I care about in any way, shape, or form, or that I am in, somewhat interested in, that I have any opinion on. We have 5 main tiers for this. As you may already be able to see, there is no tier here that is that represents a particularly negative opinion on any ship, because I usually don't have those. There is like no ship I think that I really hate or strongly dislike. As far as I remember, there's just ships that like I don't care about, and those I probably won't include. And there are ships that I don't trip personally, but I get the appeal. But in general, starting from the top, we have just, yes, my absolute favorites, ships that I think about so much, that I love so very dearly, that I have so many thoughts about, that I scour AO3 for like at least once a week / every other day. Tippy top of my favorites. Down below we have ships that I still love, not as much as these. If these are a 10 out of 10, this be like, our 8 to 9 out of 10. Or I still love them very much, just not as much. Then we have ships that I like. Ships that I would occasionally seek out. Occasionally I'll open AO3 and I'll go to the tag and I'll see what's there and I'll read it. Or, I like seeing them, I like thinking about them every now and then, but they're not like on my brain the whole time. Then we have, not my thing, but I get it. There are some ships, generally in a similar kind of trope, that I may not actively seek out, unlike the upper 3, but whenever I see it, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Or I might even see, fan art or something, and I'll be like, hell yeah. And I'll move on, and that's about it. Platonic / familiar, I mean, that's self-explanatory. And pairings that I may not have thought about before, but that I'm interested in. Maybe there will be some combinations down here that I haven't really put any thought to, but I may end up, getting curious. Both platonic and romantic. Starting with Acheron and Aventurine. Not gonna lie, a combination that I had not really given much thought to at first. But after watching their voice actors play so many games together and stream together so much, it kind of transferred over to me wanting to see more interactions between Acheron and Aventurine, and I think they kind of get along. So I'm gonna put them in platonic / familial. They'd be besties. They could be besties. Next up, I was gonna say Black Swaggeron. I've been watching too much Camden. Akaswan, Acheron and Black Swan. Not my thing, but I get it. We appreciate, we acknowledge, we respect. Acheron and Kalis, platonic. I think I get it. For both. Acheron and Weld, platonic. Yes. They have a very cool conversation vibe together. A lot of, I never realized they kind of have the depressed people chemistry. They kind of do. Aglaya and Anaxa. I definitely get the appeal. I think it's interesting that a guy like Anaxa, that these two, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like Anaxa and Aglaya might be one of the most popular ships for their respective characters, despite, the way that they are, if you know what I mean. again, I get it. Like, the dynamic is there. They do definitely give off, like, the bitter exes vibes. They have that, like standoffish thing going on, which I actually do quite like. It's just in this, I think in this exact dynamic, it's not, I haven't looked into it enough, I think, maybe. I don't know. I have my preferences for Anaxa, but I get it. To me, it's like Hoyo doesn't want confirmed ships, so people still have freedom. Yeah, true. I mean, to an extent, it's just because they have no choice. To an extent, it is just because, like, when it comes to queer ships, they literally can't do it. They can't be as explicit as they may want to because censorship, baby. They've done it once and they got shit for it. They have to take it down. I mean, now they're definitely like leaning into it wherever they get. They're doing everything they can without having to confirm it. Like, if you look at Calvin, I'll hate them. If you look at, I guess, like, Mighty and Finon in this instance as well. If you look at Hugo and Lycon in ZZZ, they're doing what they can. Yes, we love conforming to Chinese censorship. Aglaya and Casterus, if I do think about them, probably more as a ship. I've seen them as a ship here and there. I get it. Aglaya and Cypher. I get the appeal, but I think I prefer them as a family dynamic. This is a combination that I have never thought of, but now that I am thinking of it, I may be interested? Fascinating. I'm a little curious. Yeah, Aglaya and Ratio would be interesting. I feel like they get along. I guess, like, the idea behind it is because Ratio is so Amphorius coded. Maybe we'll see more Amphorius characters with Ratio, just because, you know, if he's not from there, where the fuck does he come from? Aglaya and Hyacinth. I'm gonna remove them, but, you know, I acknowledge them. I think, you know, platonic, they're fine. I just don't care enough about them to put them in a tier, you know? But they are acknowledged. Aglaya and Mighty, on the other hand, I care more about. Probably just because I love Mighty more, but yeah. Same with Aglaya and Finon, for sure. Tribi and Aglaya, and Tribios and Aglaya. I'm gonna put Tribios and Aglaya in platonic familial, because I think in both ways, you know, like as Tribios or as the Trebes, I would prefer them familial. On to the Anaxa ships. Anaxa and Casterus, platonic. You know, the student-teacher platonic thing, very sweet, very cute. Love it. Circes and Anaxa. Honestly, besties. Dan Hang. I'm interested. I haven't considered it before, but I'm interested. This one, I have considered before. So I'm gonna say I'm interested in them as a ship. Because I think they would be nice. We got the Flame Reaver in here. This is a case of, not my thing, but I get it. I like my toxic yaoi. Well, I like my spicy yaoi. I have a limit. And I think Anaxa and Flame Reaver, I think honestly any ship in Flame Reaver would surpass that limit. Flame Reaver and any other character, I think, is kind of like Chris Nix in Ace Attorney, where I'm like, I see it, I'm like, oh, yes, I get it, hell yeah. But I wouldn't actively seek it out, you know? But I get the appeal and I support it. Really toxic yaoi, where like there's no hope there, is like, I wouldn't seek it out because I'm a little bitch and I need my happy endings, but I definitely get the appeal. Hyacinth and Anaxa, platonic. Mighty and Anaxa. I'm gonna put them in like for now. Well, actually, no, fuck it. Love them. Fight on Anaxa, love them. Do you see the pattern? Anaxa and Sunday. I'm kind of interested. Kayla's and Anaxa. Not my thing, but I get it. Guns N' Roses. Not gonna lie, I wasn't a big fan at first. Not as in like I didn't like them, I just didn't care for them much. These days, occasionally I'll read a fic or here or two. I'll read a fic here or there. You know, I have the AO3 tag open. I have a couple fic tabs open that occasionally I go back to. So yeah, I like them. Argenti and Don Hong, the dynamic. You know, the theater kid and the, you know, more more reserved, quiet guy. I get it. Same here, honestly. Actually, I don't know. For some reason, Gallagher and Argenti doesn't, like, ignite that spark. March and... I think they could be besties. Honestly, I think they could be besties. Argenti and Sunday. Ooh. Actually, that one has potential. Sunday with his, you know, internalized self-loathing and rigorous, two religious people, but like in very different ways. And Argenti, who, you know, hands out compliments and praise like candy. Maybe. Oh my god, what was his name? Was it Velite? The guy from Argenti's quest. Okay, honestly, based as hell. Interested. I've never looked up anything of them, simply because they only had the quest, but I'm interested. Asta and Arlen. I like them platonically. I feel like most of the Arlen ships I can't really rank because we don't know enough about Arlen to rank him with anyone. Dude, Argenti and Boothill are so funny. I love that they kind of came out of nowhere, that combination. You know what I mean? Hoyoverse just included them in like one quest way back in 2.2 or 2.3, and people saw them and were like, wow, yes. And they just blew up to the point that these two got their own segment in the recent HSR concert. Fascinating. Aventurine and Boothill. Honestly, like them. I have not thought about them enough to put them in here, but they have potential to get up here. Well, I mean, these one, I mean, obviously, where else am I gonna put them? Aventurine and Gallagher. See, when I think of Gallagher, if I think of him without the, you know, if I think of Gallagher as his own person and not, you know, a creation by the Enigmata, then I am interested. Aventurine and Jade. As a ship, no. Familial / platonic, kind of, but not like in a genuine kind of, you know what I mean? Like, neither of them genuinely care for each other, you know? But they have a sort of dynamic going on, you know? They're, but like, it's kind of like more like transactional, business-like, but they have some sort of understanding. So I'm gonna put them in here because I kind of like that dynamic, you know? Aventurine and Robin. I'm interested. Aventurine and Sparkle. You know what? I was gonna say there probably won't be any like more negative tiers in here, but yeah. Aventurine and Sunday. I think not my thing, but I get it. Sunday tried to kill him. I don't see Aventurine and Sunday. I mean, there's your answer. That's the appeal. Aventurine and Topaz, besties. I love them platonically. Love them. I also get the ship, but not my thing. But platonically, I love them. Aventurine and Kalis. Not my thing, but I get it. I guess same with Stell. Listen, I just have a soft spot for Aventurine interacting with kids because I feel like he'd be so good he'd be so good with like kids / teenagers, you know, like younger characters. I've never thought about it, but you know, big bro Aventurine. Okay, now we're getting into the some of the quintet stuff. I don't know enough about the quintet. Yeah, I'm gonna put Jing Liu in not my thing, but I get it. And the rest I'm gonna put down here just because, again, I don't know enough about Bai Hong as a character yet. And I haven't seen enough of their dynamics. Besides, like, occasional lines here and there. And I think Dan Hong's animated short or something. So, Black Swan and Boothill. I've seen it around and I'm kind of interested. Himeko and Black Swan. I've seen them around. Not my thing, but I get it. Black Swan and Rekka. I am interested platonically. Black Swan and Sparkle. Not my thing, but I get it. Blade and Castoris. I mean, we know why that's a thing. And honestly, a little interested platonically. Dan Feng and Dan Hong. I guess I put them both in not my thing, but I get it because I don't seek them out. I'm curious about Dan Hong and Blade. Maybe I'll put them down here because maybe I'll open AO3 one of these days. I think it's hard because Dan Hong is so stoic. It's hard to ship him because he's so monotone to me, at least. Disagree. I think a character being more reserved does not necessarily make them harder to ship. Sometimes it even makes it easier. Sometimes you have the cheerful big puppy golden retriever and the one holding the leash, basically, or other forms of it. This is just like a general disclaimer that people tend to forget or people tend to overlook, that a character being more, quote, stoic or quiet does not mean they're like bland. They still have a personality, you know? Energy does not equal personality, and expressiveness does not equal personality. I've seen it with Dan Hong especially. I've seen it in other franchises. I don't really see Dan Hong ships with anyone other than MC. He doesn't exude interest in anyone other than MC. Fair. I think my main ship with Dan Hong is also him and Kalis. I see the appeal of other combinations, you know? Like, it doesn't always have to be rooted in canon, you know? That's why rare ships are a thing. You don't always need interaction. Sometimes it's just like the concept that intrigues you. Oh my god, Blade and Firefly. Girl, Dad, Blade! Girl, Dad, Blade! Yes! I need to see more of them! Blade and Jingy went not my thing, but I get it, I think. Blade and Kafka, platonic. Same as with Firefly. Blade and Silverwolf, girl dad. Blade and Yanqing. Put him in an AU? And I think it could work. Blade and... Oh, we're including some good old self-cest in here? You know what? I'm gonna put that in the not my thing, but I get it. Because I think, like, if I saw fan art, I'd be like, nice. I respect it. Oh, we're getting to the Boot Hill ships. Boot Hill and Danhang. Family! I can also see them as a ship, but Boot Hill and Danhang to me have like kind of like father-son, kind of like uncle-nephew thing going on. I love their dynamic so much. I love this like shared understanding that they have, you know? They just mesh together so well. I love them. I loved their interactions in the Penacony quest. I just think Boot Hill needs more characters to father. He just needs more characters to look after. The moment that Boot Hill kills Osvaldo is gonna be so emotional, not because of Osvaldo himself, but for what Boot Hill is gonna do after he's done. Lenny? Which is why until then I need Boot Hill to find more people that he cares for and that care for him. Boot Hill and March. Yes. Boot Hill and Rek. You've piqued my interest. Boot Hill Rappa, father-daughter. I fucking love them. That's why I always say that character dynamics are so important, because the idea of Rappa and Boot Hill having like sort of a father-daughter dynamic going on, or just, you know, getting along, and Boot Hill like caring for her, has made me like Rappa so much more, and now I actually want to pull her. The found family trope, it just gets me every time. Boot Hill and Robin, love them. I love their dynamic. This silly gal and the Boot Hill. Boot Hill and Sparkle? No. People sleep on this ship so goddamn much. Not enough people see the vision of this one. The prim and proper, composed, sheltered, religious, you know, quote, good boy that also has a little bit of brattiness in him, versus the rough around the edges, delinquent type that's also very caring though. Does no one see the vision? That's a common trope. I mean, to be fair, they haven't like really had any interactions in game, but like, it's the idea. If people can see Boot Hill and Robin, people should be able to see Boot Hill and Sunday. They may not have had interactions, but it is not always about that. It is the concept. The trope itself is not an uncommon trope. The delinquent type and the, you know, wholesome, quote, good guy, good person. There is so much potential here. Boot Hill and Kalis. Let my brain cook for a little second, for a second here. I'm interested platonically. Boot Hill and Yanqing. I'm interested platonically. Can I make a lukewarm take? Do it. Most of the Stella/Kalis ships are just an excuse for a self-ship. Disagree, at least for me personally, because Kalis and Stella are not self-inserts. I would say that this take would be more accurate or more likely to be true when it comes to the straight MC ships, because those oftentimes are shipped by a certain group of people, while the Yuri and the Yaoi, like, generally people look at them as characters. When it's like Kalis and Firefly, or Kalis and Castoris, or Stella and, I don't know, Danhang. Actually, maybe even less with Danhang. Despite being a straight pairing, I feel like people definitely, there's more people looking at them as their own characters than any like self-ship thing. But I think I would say it's mainly straight ships, because with queer ships, you already have to be in a certain mindset to ship queer ships, you know? But yeah. Kokolia and Bronya, not even familial, because Kokolia was not a good mother. Bronya and Japard, besties. Luca and Bronya, I don't think I care enough about... Actually, never mind. Hold on. Pause. I am interested platonically because Bronzela, and you know, I think Luca trying to help Bronya out when it comes to, you know, her business with Zela. I can see potential. I can see the potential. I am making my own vision and I can see it. Bronzela. So, disclaimer, I have not played Honkai Impact 3rd. The only Honkai game that I've played is HSR. While I get the appeal, in this game only, I think Bronya and Zela's development, their whole arc was so rushed, and I didn't really get a chance to fully get attached to them. I get the appeal, especially with the Honkai Impact connections and everything, but from just what we got in Bellowbog, it was so fucking rushed. They fucking speed ran the enemies to lovers trope. I'm interested. Oh my god, Castros and Mighty. Oh my god, yes! Castros and Finon. Yeah, this whole trio. Yes. Platonic triangle. Castros and her brothers. Yes. I think this is more so like a fandom thing. People taking Castros blushing at, like, you know, being touched and the affection, and they run with it, where I think it's just because she literally has never experienced this before. So any amount of, like, physical contact, and, like, you know, physical affection will immediately set her off just because she's not used to it. You know what? You're right. Actually, platonic. Right, platonic. These are like the ones that I don't like platonically or romantically. You are right. All right, I mean, listen, I'm always up for a good, like, big bro. I'm always up for a good, like, sibling dynamic. You know, big bro Dan Hong. I get it. Clara and Hook are cute. And with that, all the ones that we don't care about are up here, and we can focus on the rest. Cocolia and Serval, not my thing, but I get it. It's the doomed Yuri. Cyrene and Finon, interested platonically, because I feel like we need to see more of Cyrene for you know, that. Danfeng and Danhang, not my thing, but I get it. Danfeng and Jingyuan, not my thing, but I get it. Danhang and Ratio, I am interested? Something about it. Danhang and Hyacinth, oh my god, I love them. I love Danhang and Hyacinth's friendship. I need to see more. We should have gotten more. They should have expanded on their relationship so much more, I feel like. Or at least a little more, you know? These two are so sweet, so wholesome. I love them. So silly. Danhang and Jing Yuan. Not my thing, but I get it. Danghang and March, sibling coded for me personally. Danhang and Sampo? I'm interested because it's Sampo. Danhang and Sunday? Yes. Yes. We have very little pairings in the upper tiers for now, but I think we're gonna get a couple. Like this one. I also like just these three as a whole. Danhang and Stell, not my thing, but I get it. I'm a Fujo. Danhang and Veld, father son. I love it. Danhang and Yanqing. Honestly, I am interested platonically. I can kind of see it. Danhang and Yinqing, not my thing, but I get it. Ratio and Ron Mei. Honestly, just no thank you. I think platonically or romantically, just no thank you. Ratio and Screwlum, not my thing, but I get the appeal. Ratio and Sparkle, no. Ratio and Sunday, yes, actually. Because we know that Ratio does actually respect Sunday a lot. We know that from his voice lines. So I am interested romantically. This one, I mean, you know what? I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Fei Xiao and Zhao Zhou family. Fei Xiao and Jingyuan, not my thing, but I get it. Fei Xiao and Moza, mother. Fei Xiao and Yukong. I am interested platonically, I think. Firefly and Kafka, family. I don't get Fei Xiao and Hulei, to be honest. It's, you know, the spice, the toxic aspect, the, you know, Fei Xiao fighting herself, Hulei with her appearance. You know, it's you gotta have a little imagination for these kinds of ships, you know. Firefly and Silverwolf, platonic. Firefly and the Trailblazers, platonic only. Platonic only. I get she has a crush on them, but it's not my thing. Flame Reaver, not my thing, but I get it. With Mighty. Speaking of self-cessed, probably self-cessed, not my thing, but I get it. Gallagher and Mikhail, I am interested. Gallagher and Misha, I am interested platonically. Siobhan and Gallagher, yes. maybe even... Well, no, these are like, I would consider looking them up occasionally. And I think I see them more as besties. Gallagher and Sunday, not my thing, but I get it. A little toxic yaoi in there. Japard and Luca, platonic. Japard and Lynx, family. Japard and Pela, besties. Japard and Sampo, Sampard Nation has been out here in the trenches since 1.0. One day, we will no longer be starving. One day. Sampard, dude, I fucking love them so much. And they haven't even had any content since 1.0. Sampard Nation has been making do with launch crumbs. Japard and Zayla, I'm interested. Soral and Japard, siblings. Gwynaifen and Sushang, not my thing, but I get it. Hanunu and Mikhail, I am interested platonically at least, just because I'm interested in their characters in general. I want to see more of them. Is that Tiernan, maybe? Whoever it is, I'm gonna put him in. I'm interested platonically. Actually, Kanakawa. Whoa, what? Wait, what did I miss? Mikhail and Hanunu? Do I need to read up on Mikhail lore? I guess they're here now. Have you read the 2.2 event lore? 2.2 event. I think I might now have to, apparently. Hurt and Ranmei, not my thing, but I get it. Same with Kafka and Himiko. Nope, not platonic. I get it. I mean, the whole Trailblazer and the whole Express family. Luca and Hook, beautiful. Hook and Sampo, my god. I love Sampo. I love Big Brother Sampo. It's the one where you're rebuilding the Clocky Park. There was one snippet where Clocky and Hanu were sleeping in the same bed. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to go back to that event and read some. Hule and Jiaoqiu, not my thing, but I get it. The very toxic yaoi. Huohuo and Tail, family. Hyacinth and Finon. I'm always a sucker for. I'm interested platonically. I always like some good old platonic straight relationships. Sunday and Jade, no, thank you in any way, shape, or form. Jade and Topaz, not my thing, but I get it. Yaocho and Jingyuan, I have not considered that. I don't know, something tells me maybe platonic with them as well, with Jiaocho and Lingsha as well. Jiaocho and Moza, fucking love them. Love them. Jingliu and Jingyuan. I guess platonic, although I don't actually care that much. I'll put them in here anyway. Jingyuan and Lord Sha. Kind of interested. We need to see more of Lord Sha. Sunday and Jingyuan. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of interested. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of interested. Jingyuan and Yanqing, father-son. Kafka and Silverwolf, mother-daughter. To me personally, I see Kafka as more of a motherly role towards the Trailblazer. I get the ship though. Lingsha and Yunli, I feel like is the only real like dynamic that I've seen, I think, with Lingsha. Kind of like a sisterly impression. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put him in I'm interested platonically. Luca and Lynx. Interested platonically. Luca and Natasha. Interested platonically. Luca and Hold on. We might be cooking a little bit. I am curious. Luca and Zayla, siblings. Wait, I just realized something. Is there no Zayla and Sampo? Is there no Sampo and Zayla? Like the siblings? Oh man. Okay, they get honorary mention. Luca and Yanqing, platonic. Buddies. Sampo and Zayla, yeah! Siblings! They would have such a like silly sibling dynamic, I feel like. I am interested. We need to see more of Luocha. Lynx and Pela. Not my thing, but I get it. Lynx and Sampo. Interested, because Sampard. When you have a ship, the siblings always have wonderful potential to have like a fun dynamic with, you know, their siblings' partner. Family, love them. March and Kalis, platonic for me personally. March and Rappa, I'm interested platonically. I've never thought about them, but they could be silly. Stella March, I get it. March and Velt, family. I am interested platonically just because I'm interested in the, you know, I want to know more about the nameless in general. Rekka and Rappa, honestly, I'm interested platonically. Now we're getting to some of the big guns. Obviously, no question, it's a given. Natasha and Sampo, family. Natasha and Zayla, also. Natasha and Serval, I have seen quite a few ships. Or, you know, shipping material. And I don't think it's my thing, but I get the appeal. Finon and Sunday. You've gotten my attention. Treeby and Finon, Big Sis Treebs. Somehow, Rappa and Silverwolf kind of interested platonically. You because nameless. Robin and Sunday, I love them. Ron May and Ting Yoon. It's not my thing because I don't like Ron May, but I get it. Straight up, no. As I just said, I don't like Ron May. Not even platonic, because I feel like after the bullshit Ron May puts the Trailblazer through, there is absolutely no reason for them to be nice to her. And the game forces you to be anyway. I cannot stand it. Sparkle. I was gonna say Sparko and Sample. Sparkle and Sampo, no. Because I don't like Sparkle. Honestly, besties? Sampo and the Trailblazer as besties? Sampo does canonically have a very soft spot for the Trailblazers. Sparkle and Sampo as business partners? Yeah, at most. I just don't like No, I do like Sampo. I don't like Sparkle. Dear goodness. Let's see. Scroolum and Silverwolf, honestly, kind of interested. I feel like they, you know, they're like, I get whatever they have going on, like rivalry thing, not quite rivalry, but, you know, getting in each other's way, or more so Silverwolf getting in his way. I don't know, kind of like it. Scroolum and Steven. You know, fine. I'll put Steven in once. I need to know more about Steven. Zayla and Serval, I think there is some platonic potential. You absolutely not. Get the fuck out. Same with you, and my goodness, you especially. Sunday and Kalis, I like them. Well, maybe more so not my thing, but I get it. Oh, fuck. Can I split these two in half? Can I split these two? If I split them, like, horizontally, and I put one in I love them and one in platonic / familial? Because it's kind of equal. Okay, at first, I was like mainly on the platonic, you know, father-son dynamic. And then I actually read a fic of Sunday and Veld as a ship. And I'm kind of really loving it. I guess I'm gonna put them in I love them. And by that notion, I also love them as father-son. Ting Yoon and Yukong, mother-daughter. I'm pretty sure I know that some people also ship them, which I get it. But personally, you know, mother-daughter. Veld and the Trailblazers, family. Yanqing and Yunli, not my thing, but I get it. And finally, is that, what's her name? I forgot what her name was. I can just look it up. I have Google literally right at my fingertips. What do I even type in there? Yukong, dead friend, quote friend. Sai, that was it. I'm gonna put them in not my thing, but I get it. You know what? I'm gonna change this to, their neat / I get it. Would that be considered as cheating as she is married? I mean, Sai is fucking dead. Whatever. Maybe there's an open relationship, you know? Could be anything. But chat, we did it. These ones are just the tippy top. Friday took the fandom by storm. Hoyoverse leans into it. The VAs lean into it. Everyone leans into it. Friday was so strong that it got some incels to quit the game because they couldn't handle a little bit of good old, you know, moaning with the homies, sparring with your bros, which I think is incredible. Sunday and Boot Hill, they may not have any in-game content, but I love them. I need to see something. Ratio and Aventurine are obvious. They weren't the first big yaoi ship, but definitely they made some of the biggest impact. And yeah, Sampo and Japard, like, they were just like my day one ship, you know? We got crumbs at launch, and since then, never again. The moment where you get to call Finon a man of letters, and then he immediately goes to his imagination that has a part where he promises a date with Mighty Peak. The way that people were like so up in arms over the "it's a date" line, which by the way, isn't even an inherently romantic line. People say it's a date platonically when they make plans with someone. It's the fact that that was their final straw. Not Finon and Mighty's like rainbow surrounded goodbye. Not Mighty telling Finon his biggest and only weakness. And telling Finon that if he ever finds himself with no hope left, he should call out Mighty's name. Not the fucking bath scene. No, it was one line. It's so funny that that was the final straw for them. If there is any ship here that I haven't included, there's a chance that either it is part of this whole group and I just didn't care enough to rank it, or it is not in this group. And in that case, just let me know which ship you would like to hear my opinion on in the comments, and I shall respond, and I shall give my thoughts if I have any. That is going to be where we end it for today. My dinner should be done in about 10 minutes. My bladder is about to explode, and I am getting hungry.